Alright, so something else I like to do that gets me takedowns or just pickups on the leg, which are, as long as I got the lapel, are still pretty useful, is I like to do ankle picks. Alright? So the level change on this one, Mike, is going to be a little different. We're going to try this out and see. Alright? Because it is, if you've never done this type of level change before, it's going to be a little bit odd. It's a lot more, it ties back into why wrestling and gi can be really effective, because the level change is so severe that when you tie it with a good posture break, you're going to hit the takedown pretty effortlessly. What I'm trying to do is bring his nose to his foot or his nose to his knee. Okay? So I'm right here. When I do grip on this one, and I do tend to grip more on these if I can, doesn't need to be there, doesn't need to happen. All right, I can do this without a grip. I want you guys to understand that, because they might fight off this hand or re-grip you, and it's going to be a nuisance. But when you can, I like to grip and actually take more like what would be like a guard pulling grip, or like a guard type grip, or this little grip on the sleeve right here. You know, normally we don't talk about that too much on the feet, outside of maybe like, you know, duplicating wrist control. But for here on the feet, all I like to do is I like to use this as a two-way motion to make him step and to break his posture. This won't do nearly the same effective job as this, but it will help. It'll help steer him. Again, don't have to have it. You might not be able to get it. All right, so play around with both options. Again, I like to snap and move, but when I do this one, it doesn't have to be, as you get more comfortable snapping and moving, you'll find out it doesn't always have to be so severe. Just a little, sometimes all you need. Sometimes you need a little posture break, a little Kazushi off balance. So right here, off balance, and I want him to get heavy right here. Let's see how I break his posture. Now watch. I'm going, instead of my knee, instead of like the step drive, knee goes to the outside, it's like I'm driving my knee straight to the ground right here. Like I'm really, it's like, so stance, level change, knee pound. All right? And sometimes you can almost like keep it play around the place, so you might even jump it back a little bit. All right? But what I'm going to do, we're in a normal post angle, is like you get up in these positions, sometimes like further forward back, depending on your preference. I don't need that so much, all right? On this ankle pick or low single, however you want to view it, I just need to get this pulled together. Does it make sense? Like, it's not gonna, I don't want it to necessarily look like that, where it's kind of like you're there and you kind of like the jaw is closing shut on something like this. Try to make it work together as you're doing your, like, as you're pulling and grabbing. What's going to happen is one of two things. Pull, snap, right here. You can hit it until up, like, and look, I don't do something down, you know, right back up. I pick his leg up and finish. What that does is look what it does to his hips. It kind of makes his hips go underneath me. Scoot your hips back, Michael. Go ahead and recenter yourself. Scoot your hips back. Make sense? So right here, snap, move. And you see how, look, immediately I'm running my feet up. And immediately I'm thinking about passing his guard. Crowding his hips. Do whatever passing sequence I like. Every once in a while, whether it's his posture, whether it's your own technique, or a variety of factors, you're not going to get that action where you just set them to the butt. But what you will get is a pickup. I'm going to de-emphasize it this time. So boom. Again, running my feet up. And bowling. You can bowl them over like that or work through your finishes. We see how both examples have the same feature. Me running my feet up. Not getting it here and then be like, cool, and then they just stand up. Or cool and jumping into something in their guard. But instead, cool and running them up. And both examples, that was a feature, was me running my feet up. Again, I don't break it down as much. I run my feet. Pick this up. You don't always have to have me on a knee. Sometimes not even desirable. He's already grimacing because of his flexibility. Block and go. So example one. Run your feet up. You can keep the grips. and then go. Example 2. Think about the level change, guys, because I haven't really emphasized it enough. It's almost like you're like starting off in like you're in the running box in your track meet. All right. I got you, baby. One more time. Questions? So without Michael there, real quick. Boom. If you can kind of get this motion, it's better. The one thing I do see when I'm teaching like ankle picks or low singles is people kind of change levels, but they'll kind of be like here, and they'll reach like that. It's very weak, very, very weak. It's not nearly as effective as right here. Because also look what it does with my posture. All right, and I get my hand right at their heel right here. So when I come up, I'm pulling their heel out. Versus here, a tendency is kind of pull up. You may or may not get a pickup, but you're accidentally making it harder than it probably should be. All right. Whereas if you kind of here with a good level change and get that heel, make them hit the deck. Either example, run them up. So right here, boom. Think about dropping down, stance, level change, boom. And it's right from here. You know how like when you teach somebody how to do double leg and they're a beginner, probably experience yourself. Coach said, drop to the knee, and you're like, like that. And then you kind of stepped up, you're like that, coach is like, oh yeah, good job. All right, white belt, keep on going. You sign a membership, you know? So think that it's kind of like that, right? Just like I stopped telling people lunges are wrong. Lunges are actually good for duck hunters, but it's not a penetration step. All right? So right here, think about dropping that lead knee down. Questions? 1, 2, 3.